On this week's episode of Bungalower and The Bus, Scottie Campbell's filling in for John Busdeker, talking about what we did for New Year's.
Hear about the top 10 Bungalower headlines for 2019.
And hear all about this hullabaloo at Thornton Park where there's going to be wakeboarding at Lake Eola.
What?
Welcome back to another episode of Bungalower and The Bus. This week's episode features guest host Scottie Campbell filling in for John Busdeker, who is still up in New York doing God knows what there that he couldn't do here in Orlando. Hey, Scottie, thanks for coming in.
Hi, everyone.
Actually, this is all just a clever ruse for me to take you out to lunch.
I'm not mad about it.
This week's episode is being recorded at the Stubborn Mule in South Eola. We're hanging out on the patio, and it's a beautiful day. We're about to get hit by a cold front, so it's going to rain tonight. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's Friday.
So enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, man.
So when people are listening to this, they'll be rained on.
Yeah.
Yep.
As they should. Casting a dark spell. Scottie,
welcome to 2020.
Yeah, that's what you get. 2020, man. We had a crazy night. I'm still a little hungover. I don't know what everybody else did in the world, but you and I went to the Enzian Theater.
Enzian Theater over there in Maitland.
For their Gatsby-inspired
We were hanging out
party.
with a very eclectic group from people with our low income to really rich people to from all sorts of...
The dude who owned that property was
That's
there?
what he said. I own this.
That's
how he introduced himself.
Yeah, I own all this. And then I was like...
I own you.
And we were asking him, what are you talking about? What's going to happen with this space? Why isn't there a second theater? And he's like, we're figuring it all out. You settle down, Brendan. And I was like, all right. And thank you to the Enzian. I should also say... I apologize. Because I definitely took advantage of all the free drinks. And I was a drag, so I was feeling like a superhero.
Well, it's a pretty good deal for New Year's if you're looking next year, because there's a ticket price. It's a decent ticket price,
$100.
But I mean, those bartenders work it, and you definitely feel like you're getting your money's worth.
The food was good. I don't really remember much except for I was allowed past the security guards and onto the stage at the theater where I danced for a theater full of people.
True.
Dressed in 20s attire.
Yes, you did.
And then I won Best Dressed. I apparently met the head of the Curryford West Main Street District there, who reached out to me to say how much fun she had with me. I remember nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had to tell her that too. I was like, I'm sorry, it's all haze, lady.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to in 2021?
What?
No more Roaring 20s parties. Do people think this is an original idea? They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm
actually surprised that Enzian, who I love, and I'm, again, very grateful for them to having invited us to this party, didn't just stick with their regular James Bond theme, because I feel like that would have really set them apart.
Yeah.
Why, then you're competing.
Maybe they were, they thought people were tired of it, maybe. I don't know. And I'm sure, when everybody initially thought of that, they thought, nobody's going to think of this. And then the next thing you know, it's just everywhere.
Misty.
They're still planning them.
Misty Heath, who works with us at Bungalower, went to the Orlando Museum of Art party, and I just want to say our food was delivered by the cutest little boy. And then, Scottie, you never volunteered to grab my food for me, but you were right there.
We had a moment over soup.
I don't even remember what I was saying. He was so cute. Misty went to the Orlando Museum of Art party, and she said it wasn't as elite as last year's.
Oh, okay.
And she said it was a sea of people wearing the same dress from Amazon.
Now, what was their theme?
20s. It was 20s. It was definitely 20s. I had so much fun. Anyway, thank you to everybody. I hope everybody had a safe and wonderful New Year. We had a blast. Tomorrow I'm going to be hanging out with Ryan Manning from MX Taco and my buddy Joe Creech from Hunger Street Taco. We're going to be doing an Al Pastor taco tour all around Orlando to see who makes the best Al Pastor. So if you want to follow along with our Instagram, that's how I'm ringing in 2020 without drinking.
And I'm going to go to Enzian, if I'm allowed back in, to see Uncut Gems, that Adam Sandler movie.
You are a gentleman. You like just parked yourself in the corner and like slowly sipped on your cocktail and like judged people over the
right. I was
glass.
in my tux and I was like, "Where's the James Bond party?"
Yeah, what's happening here? Check out this pocket square. Brendan
Shaken,
folded
not
for me.
stirred.
Shaken, not stirred. I'm not talking about my martini.
I don't get it.
And I was like, I don't even remember. If anybody out there remembers things that I did, please tag me on Twitter.
Everybody was having fun with you. Don't worry about that.
Okay, I'm a little worried.
I would have delighted in telling you if you had done something really embarrassing. So.
That's true, but you weren't around me. You were
that's true.
Being a gentleman somewhere, and
You're
I was
on
in
your
the other
own.
room being crazy.
You're on your own, kid.
Right. I just had a meeting. We're here in arguably Thornton Park.
Right.
Some people get upset. That's what we actually had to launch this whole
We're
district.
on the one block that's South Eola, I guess. I don't get that, but anyway.
People get really upset. But we hung out just across the street the other day with the head of Thornton Park and Lisa Kiewat and Todd Ulmer from Stardust. He owns Stardust Lounge, and
the one
he
that's
owns
below the street,
and Aku Aku.
not the one in Thornton. Audubon.
Audubon,
yeah.
And we're going to be helping them promote their upcoming Hullabaloo in Thornton Park, which is basically a wakeboarding competition showcase at Lake Eola,
right?
And then there's
on the waves,
Eve 6 and what's his face?
If you get really close to the fountain,
yeah,
you could catch a wave or two.
I'm doing a great job promoting this. Anyway, we're gonna have a VIP tent for bungalowers and bungalower buddies. If you are a subscriber or a member, you're gonna get front row VIP seating. We're gonna probably have some cocktails on tap for you. Free of charge. But you just have to show your membership.
Sorry, you should also explain now that I made fun that there is this actual like pool thing that people board on.
Giant pool. It's like, I guess it's almost like a lap pool, and then they'll just pop it up in the middle of the park, and then they're gonna have people on like tow lines.
Yeah.
Doing tricks and stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, in the middle of a concert.
Right in the middle of downtown Orlando.
Yeah, and we're going to have splash.
They'll probably still have the Christmas lights up.
I asked them first. They asked me where we wanted our VIP tent to be, and I was like, I want to be in the splash zone. I want to have ponchos for bungalower buddies just to sit there and get splashed in the face by a cute wakeboarder. That's everything I want. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It'll be on January 25th. At Lake Eola. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Tom and Dan are actually hosting it.
I love Tom and Dan.
Yeah, who doesn't? They're awesome. They're working with the library, right?
They are. They're doing some good stuff for us already. It's a great partnership.
Who recommended that?
My boyfriend.
Yeah, your gay boyfriend, Brendan O'Connor. I was also.
It was a good recommendation.
Thank you. Have you been following this Orlando Land Trust thing? Have you been following this?
It's the ladies who want to take that terrible 7-Eleven and knock down the building and make more park.
Knock it down, yeah, and make more park. So I was just talking to they have a marketing person now.
Okay.
Which is interesting. But they were like, how do we work with you? And I was like, well, do something cool, and I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
That's really the easiest way to get a bungalower. And unless you want to pay for something. They don't have any money. They're spending it all to buy this building. So they're trying to buy that 7-Eleven building at the corner of Central and Rosalind and knock it down and make it into like a gateway to Lake Eola.
Nice. Is that the house behind it? They're gonna they would keep intact.
It's actually sandwiched. Scottie Campbell. It's sandwiched by bookended, I would say.
Yeah,
because they're from the library. By the Rosalind Club, which is like basically a sorority for old ladies. And then on the other side is this like Spanish colonial building, which is owned by Ted Haddock, and Ted Haddock is on the board for the land trust.
Oh, okay.
And so he wants to keep his building and make it like some sort of activity.
You know
center.
what I would love to see happen? This is my dream. What's that thing that you have? What if this was?
I wish this was. That
building. I'd love for the library has this awesome collection of Disney stuff. Like theme park stuff. We're talking like in the archives there are memos and that sort of thing. And then books that you can't check out. You have to go there only to see because they're very rare books. I think it'd be awesome if there was like an affinity collection and that was the house for it. And then people from all over the world would come and study about theme parks, and they would go to that little building and learn about theme parks.
Scottie Campbell, I know Ted, I know Mr. Haddock, and they're looking for things to do there. You're the marketing guy at the library.
That was free.
That's an easy introduction. I'm going to introduce you immediately, and we'll make that happen.
Well, let's also say that I'm not the voice, the be all and end all voice of the library. So,
that's not what you
approach
told
with
me.
Caution.
That's not what you tell me every night.
I am the library. Worship. Check out a book.
Sperry Deli in Creamy is just opened in Thornton Park, or it's about to open. They had a sorry guys, they had like a free cone giveaway during the New Year's Eve block party event.
Veranda houses.
Yeah, it's
right?
this. They've just painted it bright green. It's on Washington, right there in the middle of Thornton Park.
Historic colors.
Yes.
It surprises me to know that, but
it's like they're
really
like Key West style homes.
Yeah,
and Key West style homes have brighter colors. They're not muted, right? And so it's named after Sperry. It comes from Mayor Sperry, who served, I want to say, in the late 20s, and he died in office.
Eating an ice cream cone. No.
Eating ice cream, yeah. 3 years. He was only in office for 3 years. He didn't get to serve the fourth year of his term, and he passed in office. I think he's the only mayor that died in office.
Is that why we know him, or did he do cool stuff? I mean, because there's like the Sperry Fountain at Eola.
He donated that. That was the first piece.
Although that's a
replica.
Eola,
we can talk about it.
That's a replica.
Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
It's the original Sperry Fountain. It's right right by where we were talking about. The land trust wants to buy at that corner. It's that black cast iron looking fountain. That's a reproduction of the original fountain, which is really at Greenwood Cemetery, but it's like falling apart. It's not in good shape. I think the top just fell off. But that was donated by Mayor Sperry, and that actually came before the Lintney Allen Memorial Fountain, which is what we call Lake Eola Fountain.
If it's not in good shape, then shouldn't it be brought inside somewhere and
yeah, I agree.
preserved
I don't think
that way?
There's a weird. Yeah, I agree. And the cemetery doesn't have funds set aside for the preservation of the public art that's on display there. And I think for a while the cemetery has been serving as like a catch-all for things that the city doesn't know where to put their public pieces of art. So like that Lintney, or like the Sperry Fountain piece, or the Johnny Reb statue, right, which just went there. Which don't mess with it because there's secret cameras in the trees around it, and they'll follow. They'll know what you're doing. But
what would you want to do with it?
The Johnny Reb Confederate statue. People might deface it.
Right? Oh, deface it.
Yeah, that's why they put the cameras there.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the memorial fountain, I don't know. It's sad. It's sad that they wanted to put it somewhere so you could see it, but it's broken. And nobody's fixing it. Just like I was walking down the Gertrude's Walk, I want to say mid last year, and one of the Gertrude's Walk cast iron signs had popped off, like the one with the lady. It's actually Gertrude's Suite holding her umbrella over her shoulder.
Those aren't old.
But nobody fixed it. Like it was just sitting there. It sat there for days. So I picked it up, put it in the car. You got mad at me because I got rust on the back seat, and I brought it to City Hall for them to hey man, this is broken. Someone needs to fix this. It's still not fixed.
Yeah.
And so there's this preservation of these pieces, these monuments, which just isn't on people's radar right now. Which hopefully, me talking about on the radio, someone will say, "Oh yeah, I forgot. That's in my office, holding up my table. Let's fix this. It's time to put it back out there." I'm hoping that's what it is.
Yeah.
Scotty, you order from Amazon a lot, right?
I do.
Yeah. What do you do with the boxes after?
Recycle them.
I have another thing you could do.
Oh, really? That's exciting.
It's called Give Back Box.
What?
It's just like Boxing Day in Canada. You get the box with your stuff in it, take your stuff out, and then you could put old stuff in that you want to get rid of, like donations, clothing items or something.
Okay.
You could go to givebackbox.shop, print out a label, and then it'll get sent to a charity of your choice from their Rolodex of participating charities.
Okay, well that's
They
cool.
say it's a free label. I need to look more into it. We haven't written about it yet because it seems super interesting.
Cool idea. It's kind of like we have the Vietnam Veterans Association that comes around and picks up our clothes when
we're always
we are
buying new clothes.
No longer enjoying them.
Yeah, we're just running out of room. That's how I know it's like, oh, we're out of hangers. It's time to throw out an old shirt because I forgot I bought a couple more.
Yeah.
So givebackbox.shop. I think that's so cool. In Canada, there's this Boxing Day thing that happens after Christmas.
And that's the same thing? You're giving stuff to the poor?
You're giving stuff to the poor. It's really turned into like Black Friday.
Right.
That's shopping deals.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But the root of the holiday was that you would take these boxes that you got, put something else in it, and give it away. And so I love that. I love that they're monopolizing on that. Just everybody's getting boxes.
The one day, that Giving Tuesday thing is still working because you'd think that shopping stuff would bleed over into it and people would forget.
I agree.
We made over $30,000 this year for Friends of the Orange County Library System.
I love that.
Yeah.
How can people participate and what does that mean while I eat my soup?
Friends of the Orange County Library System? Well, Friends of the Library supports the library in ways that may not be allowed for in the budget. One of the cool things they did this past year was they bought sewing machines for one of our branches. And you go to our library system, they're people who come to the library system, learn how to sew, and are able to get jobs like at Disney. It's happened over and over again. So you're talking these folks are indirectly responsible for actually making jobs happen. The organization also runs our used bookstore, which is at the main branch downtown. And there's a little gift shop as well. So they do good work. And you could... Friends of the Library, you just go to our website, ocls.info, and you can find the information there, and you can donate, or you can even, better yet, be hands-on and volunteer. You can volunteer at the bookstore and lots of other ways.
Well, now that boring part's over. Just kidding. You're doing a fundraiser for your birthday because you love it so much.
I am.
I did a roundup of the top 10 most read posts of 2019 on Bungalower.
Let's hear it.
Number 1... I'm going to read them out, and you can tell me, give me your gut reaction.
All right.
Habit Burger closing all local locations. Remember Habit Burger?
Habit Burger was good. That was a little bit of a mystery, too, right?
Yeah, they just ran out of cash or something. I don't know what happened, but they left so quickly. They came in, just swooped in. I'd never heard of them before, and then they closed in August. They had 3 local locations. They stated the reason behind the closures was strictly financial, as the Orlando locations weren't performing as well as they were abroad, and the other 263 restaurants in the chain. So rather than just marketing better,
right,
they just closed them.
Well, yeah.
So you can read any of these stories. You can go just type it into our search bar, and you can find out more information. Number 2. Church Street Ballroom to be demolished this winter.
Ugh.
Yeah, so we still have a couple months left.
Not very happy about that.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty, and I just think, anyway, it's among the many mistakes that Orlando is making right now.
So the Lincoln Property Company, who we actually partied with the other day, some of their peeps, they're
fun.
They were fun at the Orlando Magic game. We talked a little bit about this. So originally we were told that the construction of their second tower, they built that first tower right on the corner of South Street and Garland. They're going to build another one right behind it. And because of that construction, we were told that it would affect not only the ballroom, but also the Orchid Garden, that was like a Paris Hilton space. And potentially,
what do they
call?
The ballroom. Well, the ballroom was a later addition.
Yeah.
So when you said ballroom, I was thinking about the Orchid Garden.
So the Orchid Garden will be preserved in a sense. It's going to be folded into their new Church Street food hall concept.
Okay.
The Cheyenne Saloon will remain untouched, is what we're being told. But the ballroom addition in the back, where that little drive-through brick wraparound thing is, will go away. So
I mean, that's yeah. That's sad in a sense, but then in another way, that's not really the core of the Church Street.
And I know
complex,
the architect, I know the construction guy, and he told us that they're trying to repurpose as much as they can because they have some cast iron gates.
But what did you say? Did you say something about the Cheyenne?
Cheyenne will stay. It's nothing's
good.
happening in Cheyenne.
That's a gorgeous building.
Yeah.
That just needs something happening in it.
Number three most read was a road alert we did, a flyover video that revealed the I-4 Ultimate changes mile by mile. So it did this flyover of the old I-4, and then a split screen would show you what the new changes would look like with I-4 Ultimate. And we actually originally shared that back in, I want to say 2017, and then that changed. Everybody forgot about it, so we thought we would share it again and see what everybody thought. And man, people were blowing up about it. And thank you to the cute waiter that just came back with her.
Right, because just like when we had Rail come in, everybody's an expert about I-4.
Yeah.
We all know it's a pain right now, but I don't know. I don't know much about it either, but I do feel that the changes they're making are improvements.
It's hard. You forget, right? You need that context. I thought we needed, even myself, I've been writing about it for so long. I forgot what that long-term picture is going to be. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I also got in trouble because we shared some numbers that their marketing people said were not true, most of which we got from Orlando Sentinel articles. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Fact check that.
Yeah. Womp womp. Number 4 was the Winter Park. A Winter Park home with the Mark of the Beast address was for sale. It had a 666 address, and it was only charging $285,000 for a Winter Park home. It was beautiful with a detached garden shed that could have been converted into a rental unit. People were freaking out about this home. I took the liberty to make it really funny and put in some quips. Check that out. I think it's still listed, actually, because maybe people don't want to live in a 666 address. And then number 5, before we go to break, was Dexter's Thornton Park sells to new owners. And so those new owners are Brian Minkle and Matthew Nicoletti. They purchased the historic, it was a Publix building at one point,
back in the day,
Dexters building, and they're doing a lot of work. I think when they bought it, they knew it needed some work, Scotty, but they didn't know how much work it needed. And man, it needs a lot of work. And there was like a leak in the walk-through cooler, so they had to buy like a whole new walk-through fridge. Just a lot of work. Roofing had to happen.
But when they have no projected date?
I would say early February. Okay. But that's me, right? Who knows?
Right.
They've given
you
me...
aren't working on it.
They've like peppered in some information since it happened. Since they bought it.
Hammered one nail.
You
have no idea.
Come on back. We'll tell you about the remaining stories that everybody clicked on this year, including things that have to do with Fashion Square Mall, Steak and Shake, and a Selfie Warehouse.
Orange County Library System wants to make sure you know about these 3 things. Take the fashion world by storm by making an accessory with your own hands. Sewing envelope clutch will be at our South Trail branch on January 7th. Some previous training is required. Deadline to submit to the 9th annual Celebrating the Genius of Women art exhibit is on January 21st. You could be awarded up to $2,500 in this Women in the Arts Incorporated competition. Submit at womeninthearts.org. ELLIS stands for English Language Learning Instructional Solutions. Learn about this language skills software during ELLIS orientation at our Southeast branch on January 8th. Learn about these 3 things and much more at ocls.info or call 407-835-7323. That's ocls.info or 407-835-7323. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect.
Welcome back to Bungalower and The Bus. This is Brendan O'Connor from Bungalower.com with Scottie Campbell.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back.
We're hanging out at Stubborn Mule. We just mowed down some really tasty sandwiches.
Oh, it was. I had the Mediterranean salmon salad. It was very good.
Yeah, it smells great. You smell like you were just making out with a fish.
I'll smell like that the rest of the day.
Yeah. Smelling my fingers.
You're welcome, Orlando.
Well, I don't know why I said
what?
That. What? Before the break, we were talking about the top 10 articles on Bungalower.com.
I think we made it to 4, or are we at 5?
I think we just did for the 5th. So
okay.
Now we're on to number 6.
Oh, okay.
Which is
totally wrong.
Unicorp to demo Fashion Square Mall.
A unicorn is Is that what you said?
I wish.
Is demoing.
Maybe
the fashion
that's why it
store?
was so clicked on.
Maybe.
Unicorp, which is not an evil corporation from like an 80s movie. It's these guys bought Fashion Square Mall, or at least they put down. I actually don't think the paperwork is official yet.
Oh, really?
They put down a deposit. Everybody freaked out. And then they said they took multiple interviews before anything had closed, and I don't think it's closed yet, saying that their intention was to knock it down and make it something like Altamont Square Mall, like a mixed-use development.
Inside out thing, right?
Yeah, so you have the shops outside, and then you have some like apartment buildings and condos, and which it's a big enough piece of property that makes sense.
It is,
yeah.
and it's so in a weird transition right now because there are like some things in there that are just like surviving and thriving, and then like most of it's not. It's
I got a suit jacket for my Fox 35 stuff from Macy's. Macy's in there.
Yeah, and then the movie theater, people are going there all the time, and there's a radio station, Moss. I've been on the radio there. It's a weird.
They're Hispanic,
place.
Right? Hispanic radio station. Yeah, cool. That story ran in April 2019. I would expect to see some swinging wrecking balls by like late 2020. We'll see what happens. And then the next story, number 7, 2 local Steak and Shake restaurants have closed. And so this was part of...
And people were upset about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we had like a flip. We had 2 sides of this, Scotty. People were either really happy about it or people were just heartbroken. And, hey, man, we've hit it up a couple times late at night. A little Steak and Shake, shake and bake.
Yeah, true.
Wake and bake. You know what I'm talking about? They saw a loss of $18 million in the first quarter of 2019, so it's no surprise that they started closing some shops around the country.
I mean, if Habit Burger can't make it,
Steak and Shake ain't either. And actually,
so that's 2 stories in your top 10 that had to do with burgers. People are like,
and national burger chains.
Wait till the taco places start closing.
Everybody's got burgers.
Everybody's got burgers.
Yeah, I think burger specific
it's rare that
chains
they're good.
It's tough. Yeah,
right.
You want to go somewhere like we're here at Stubborn Mule. We know they have a killer burger.
We do.
You know? Yeah,
I haven't had it.
Oh, it's delicious. Just take my word for it.
Where's the best burger in Orlando? What would you say?
You're going to say Hideaway Bar.
I am. I love that burger.
Yeah, which is delicious.
The Hideaway Special.
Hideaway Special. A1 sauce.
Give it to me.
That's how special it is. They put A1 sauce on it.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I don't. It might not be A1 sauce. I think best burger, Hillstone has a great burger.
Hillstone does. Oh, well, what I would also say is Orlando Meats. They're is it called the mid-rare? The mid burger, some medium burger,
medium rare
burger.
Yeah, that sounds
right.
I
mean, hey, you can only get it one way, so get over it.
Medium rare,
but it's so good.
It's a butcher shop, but so their meat always tastes like especially meaty to me. Like I'm biting into a burger and I'm just like, this is extra burgery. And I don't know what it is.
You should do their commercial.
It always catches me off.
How is that, Brendan? Extra burgery.
Extra, so much burger. This is the burgeriest burger I've ever had.
Number 8 story was new Selfie Warehouse opening in Paramore.
Oh, that's great. Wall crawl.
Yeah, wall crawl.
Yeah.
You been?
I've been. I went with the library folks one day to look around, and actually coming up near the end of the month, in February, there's going to be a library-centric portion.
Takeover,
yeah. They've been taking a lot of books that they're going to be, I believe, like painting the sides of or something. I'm not sure exactly what they have planned, but
it's
going to be awesome, and we appreciate
we
appreciate the publicity.
You pay like what, $12, $20, I forget, and you get to go in there for an hour, and you have access to all the walls.
I'm Scottie Campbell. Here I am.
Let me. Me too. I didn't pay anything. I said I'm Scottie Campbell. Let me in. We some tips for this. Bring a whole bunch of costumes.
Yeah,
and props.
Yeah.
Bring lighting. They have lighting there, but it's,
if you need costumes, you can borrow them from Brendan.
And bring a professional photographer. Yes, every time I've gone
we did
there.
that,
I've done
actually. That's funny that you say that. I mean, we were taking her with our own phone, too, but we brought Amanda with us, too.
They have photographers there. They call them Instagram husbands who will take your photo for you, but with your
You call
phone.
them Instagram husbands?
Yeah. You've never heard of that before?
No, I don't know what that means.
It has to do with, like, influencers.
Breeding animals or husbandry?
No.
Okay.
On Instagram, like Instagram husbands. It's like someone who will hold your phone and your purse for you. They'll take your photo for you while you pose.
That's very philogynist.
It is, but it's also true because I would say you're my Instagram husband because you always take weird
Great.
photos of me.
That's so awesome.
Right? You're like you're not amazing at
It's my
it.
purpose in life.
I can always
I'm not amazing at it. Thinking not only is that my job, but I'm not good
you're
at
not
it.
good at it. I wouldn't like hire you for it because I'll be honest, Scotty. Some of
Great.
I can always tell the ones that you're interested to take and the ones you're not interested in to take. you like take 3 photos and they're all blurry and you're like, okay, go. Let me watch this movie again. Number 9, the headline of the year. UCF students triggered by Pete Davidson clapback.
Oh, right.
So this is tough to talk about because you love Pete Davidson.
Yeah, I do. I love him.
So professional comedian Pete Davidson of Saturday Night Live really did not make any friends with his most recent visit to UCF.
Right.
He did a performance and he went off on everybody in an expletive-ridden rant where he called students names that started with B's and ended with S. And
boys. Hey, boys.
He called them boys, and it was awful. People hated that.
Well, and then they came back, right? He came with John
Mulaney. And the rumor was that he was making everybody sign a contract, and if you broke the contract, you would be sued for $1 million. So you had to have $1 million
right and
insurance policy.
It turned out to be.
Well, Dr. Phillips said that they didn't know anything about it.
Well, it was that Bob Carr. Is that still the Dr. Phillips people?
They run it. But yeah.
So it was some bogus stuff out there.
Everybody ran that story, man.
Well,
yeah.
That doesn't make it true.
I didn't do it.
Doesn't make it true.
Yeah. And number 10 was Wally's Mills Avenue Liquors opens next week.
Dun, dun, dun.
So that's our friend
I love it. And I haven't been, it's been a few weeks. Every time I drive past, I'm like, I need to go.
You've been without
it? Have I been without you?
Yeah.
I can't talk about that on the radio.
All right. I would know because if you would have come home with a big
yeah, I would have
mess.
been like,
Wally's.
I am having an affair, but I need to post a selfie of it.
Classic. You done? Talking about
okay.
Philandering. Phalangerous. What did you say before?
That's phylogeny. And I think that's the right word when you hate men.
I think that should be your magician name, the philanderous phylogeny.
All right, move on.
Okay. Manesh Patel of Beacon HOA Landscape Management saved the old watering hole in December 2018.
Manesh.
When the owner suddenly put it on the market because she was the widow of Walter.
Right.
Mr. Wally.
Manesh, if you're listening, if you want to be in and on my library, let me know.
He might. Let's invest.
We could call it the Manesh
Wonderful
Theme
guy.
Park Library.
Was redone by Orlando native Reed Pasternak with what I call a heart-forward renovation of
I
the
would
most
say
50
so,
venue.
too. I mean, loving care, for sure.
People, die-hard fans of it being just a gross mess where you could get bronchitis from the mold. Were very upset by it, namely Mr. John Morgan, who hasn't even been, but declared publicly that he would not be returning, which is a big mistake because that space is gorgeous. And even though we're not doing bingo there anymore, I'm a huge fan of what they did, and I think more renovations of that in 2020, please. People coming in.
Yeah, like it sounds like the Dexters folks are the same sort of attitude.
Yeah.
Loving care, taken for these places
with good focus. Like
we just have to be patient.
Yeah, and people got mad that they didn't bring back all the bartenders, but they wanted to. They just told the bartenders they had to take bartending courses so they could be certified because they weren't certified, and in order to hire someone and have them under your insurance, they have to be a certified bartender. Otherwise, you're liable. So that's just good business. And the fact that those bartenders didn't want to go get certified is crazy to me. That's what I was told. And that's the story I'm sticking to, Scottie Campbell.
Well, sounds logical.
Thank you. And that's it for our top 10 stories. If you want to go see
what
them.
a year.
What a year.
What a year.
What do you think?
None of those stories were about me, which is disheartening.
Let's pull up a crystal ball, Scotty.
Yes.
Okay.
What do
We're
we
going
think
to use
the
our
top
imagination
stories?
to a world of your imagination.
Right.
Full of munchkins.
Okay, you probably need to pay rights for that now. Good job.
Blueberries. I hope not. That might get blocked out. What do you think will be some of the biggest stories this year? Looking forward. Local, hyper-local, downtown stories.
I think if the yard finally opens, I think that will be one.
That's a big one. Yeah.
I think that'll be
the
a
yard
big story.
being the development in Ivanhoe Village that replaced all those warehouses.
Yeah.
Which Scottie Campbell on the way home, when I was recently in Seaside, Florida, and I stopped in Gainesville, and to go vintage shopping because I needed a break. And there's a warehouse district there full of really cool curated vintage and local artists, and that
which is what Alden. Alden was on its way to being that when it was torn down. So I'm very skeptical of what will happen there, but we'll see how it goes.
That's a good one. Do you have another one?
Not offhand.
No. Yep. I think the demolition of Orlando Fashion Square Mall is going to be gigantic. Yep. I think we're going to hear about some major anchor tenants coming up for the Packing District, which is that big development in Western College Park.
Oh, sure.
In Lake Fairview
Maybe
area.
a Gap.
The Gap, which just actually we didn't talk about that yet, but the Gap just closed in Winter Park.
Oh no!
Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
That's an anchor tenant. It's been there for a long time, and it's opening up a almost 10,000 square foot retail space on Park Avenue in Winter Park, 400 South Park Avenue. It's set to close on January 26th, but it'll be available for lease in early February 2020. The chain's closing 230 stores across the country, retail stuff. And then we wrote about it asking what people thought they'd want to see in there, and so we had some really interesting responses.
Cool.
The city of Winter Park has gone on record multiple times that they do not want to see any restaurants or bars open because they think it's bringing too much parking issues. They think retail is easier on parking needs.
I don't see that math, but okay.
I know.
There are people who went to school for this, and I wasn't one of them, but I don't see it.
I did go to school for it, and I think it's bunk. And I think it's really just too much control. They're a strong government, even though it's not a strong mayor type.
They're strong government, and also those people who are on there who already have a stake in the bar and restaurant scene or have a loud voice. So
Winter Park in general has a loud voice. And when I used to work for the city of Winter Park, we actually, I think it's somewhere, we're on a list, Winter Park, as having some of the most committees, like citizen-run committees in the country. So they have a voice. If you want to get something done in Winter Park, you got to talk to the people.
Got to be on this. I'm curious why I haven't been asked to be on a committee. I was born in Winter Park.
You don't live there anymore. You got to live there.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Even the library's independent.
Their library, yeah.
People are still upset about that.
Oh man, library. At the New Year's Eve party, somebody unloaded on me about that. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not. That's not my library system.
Trees. Oh yeah, they're so mad. Trotters Park in Lake Fairview Lake Fairview Park. They're getting major improvements. This will be spread out over 3 phases. These are 2 parks that kind of bookend Lee Road at OBT.
Oh right, okay.
New picnic pavilions, new parking spaces, playgrounds.
Oh, and they have the baseball fields.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They're actually getting some new softball fields. Yeah, so that's really cool, and that's all I think in part because of the new developments
that's where the gays play.
Up the street. What?
The gays play there. Softball.
It's like in the evening?
No.
What are you talking
softball.
about?
They play softball. The softball league. I mean, that might happen too.
Is it called softball because it's gay?
All right. Move on.
Right?
Move on.
Oh, they play softball.
Are you going to talk about greenery?
You can, Scotty. Let's talk about it.
We would like to congratulate our friends at Greenery Creamery, my favorite ice cream place. except if I'm like close to another one, and then I'll eat there. But Greenery Creamery, they're opening a place in Sanford now. Some sort of it sounds like a hoity-toity food hall kind of arrangement. Do you know anything about that?
It is, and we don't write about it because it's Sanford, but I love hearing about local businesses opening up new locations.
I'm so excited. I love Marie and her crew, and I'm excited for them.
You go there every Friday, don't you?
We do. Our library peeps. Sometimes it's just me and Cynthia, my office roommate, my office mate. But that doesn't stop us. We still go, rain or shine. Today's Friday, by the way.
How do you feel about donuts, Scotty?
Donuts?
Yeah.
I love donuts, but every time I look at them, I think of them as evil because it's a lot of calories. It's like a quarter of what you need in a day. We've
been waiting for this one to open in Soto forever. Shaka Donuts. Shaka Khan, you get me a donut. They are already open. They're scheduled to open on the 1st of January. It's at 225 East Michigan Street. They specialize in breakfast sandwiches, ice cream sandwiches, and custom cake donuts. Their coffee is from Barney's Coffee.
Are these like regular donuts? They're not like vegan donuts?
I think they'll have a vegan option.
Oh, will they? Okay.
I don't know. Everybody's trying to if they don't, they'll get in trouble.
I know, which is really weird because it's not like I just heard the Golden Globes this Sunday. The Golden Globes dinner is all vegan, and I'm like, but it's not always good. I love some vegan food
because it's all like mushroom leather.
And in particular, I've had vegan donuts recently, and no, thank you.
I like them.
No,
all right,
thank you.
Well, don't buy them.
I'm not going to buy them. That was for free when I had that one.
Congratulations to Ashlyn Harris and Allie Krieger on their wedding.
Congrats. From Pride.
Superstar soccer player, women's soccer player. I just say soccer player.
I'm sorry we weren't able to make it. Probably our
invitation
didn't make it. Holiday mail.
Probably because I'm in love with Allie Krieger's brother. Mr. Krieger, who I follow on Instagram.
They know that you'd arrive in drag, so they weren't having that.
Ashlyn looked like straight out of Game of Thrones, wearing
a
beautiful black kind of gowny, feathery thing.
Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. Allie went for a more traditional white dress.
Where did it happen?
Miami's Vizcaya Museum and Gardens.
Oh,
super cute. We have the Storybook wedding video up on Bungalower.com if you want to watch it for yourself.
So they didn't want to get married on the field? That's disappointing.
But they had to go to training sessions because they're on the United States women's soccer team. They had to go to training immediately after. They have 4 days and then they go to training.
No rest.
No rest for the wicked. Orlando Weekly just ran a story. Orlando median home prices have doubled in the past 9 years. So in a decade, we went from $114,000 to $259,000. So that started in 2010. That's a 127% spike in a decade. That's one of the biggest jumps in the country.
That sounds sustainable.
Well, we're seeing now more housing stock with higher prices, and we're seeing a lot of first-time home buyers just not able to afford those prices, at least in Orlando proper. And I don't want to get in trouble, but I moved here 10 years ago, and it might be my fault. Watermark Wave Award nominations are now open.
Get on it.
If you'd like to
Watermarkonline.com.
You got it. Scotty, you write for them.
I do. I write a column called The Tender Activist. I'm scheduled for 3 this year, so you'll have to hunt for them.
Tender activist who plays softball.
I don't play softball.
All right. We're up for... We always get third place for best local website.
Yeah.
Always third place.
So please vote cautiously.
Yeah. I have...
so we can...
I'd like half of
so
you
we
to
can
vote
maintain
for
the
us.
third place.
I have them all. I have all of them. I think there's 6. I think we have 6 third place awards framed up on the wall in our office. I do not want to get anything else. SpaceX. Have you heard about this? Have you heard of SpaceX, Scotty?
I have heard of SpaceX.
Based out on the coast. They're launching a mega constellation of 42,000 satellites. 42,000. It'll be like a string that just orbits Orlando like a big ring.
Mm-hmm.
That will be beaming high-speed internet to the planet. because there are 3 billion people that don't have internet access on the planet, and they see that as an opportunity, right? Which I guess it is.
Well, they see it as an opportunity to sell it to them,
I guess.
Okay. That's too bad.
They have 3,000 satellites up there already, but it's already causing problems with astronomers who are being blocked because astronomers need black skies in order to see what's out there, right? And so they were actually just recently witnessing some crazy cosmic event. Don't ask me what, like galaxies were like rubbing belly buttons or something way off in the distance.
Right.
And right when they were like about to see something really sexy, these satellites, this string of satellites, went right in front of their
oh my gosh.
telescope, and they couldn't see what happened. Right?
Wow.
So, yeah, they got blocked.
Wow.
Satellite blocked. And so that's something that now will continue. And for, that's how you look for approaching meteors. That's how you keep an eye. That's how we're learning about the world, right? We're literally just a bunch of dudes holding telescopes up at the sky trying to figure out where we fit. And now we're blocking ourselves.
What are you saying right now?
I don't know, I got a little poetic. I thought it was cute.
I thought that was a Rod McEwen poem.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. What do you think about that?
I think it's crazy, but I've always been a little like skeptical of space things, space exploration anyway, because I feel like we're like messing up this planet so terribly that we don't even deserve to be exploring anywhere else. But that's just my get out of my apple tree.
Get out of my apple tree,
you darn kids.
We're running out of time. We're out of time. So event-wise, you're going to have to go over to bungalower.com. We have our event picks rounded up for the week, which include Magic versus Heat game tonight. You can watch U.S. face off against Team Scotland and curling over at Rock Pit Brewing. Uncomfortable Brunch is featuring Dancer in the Dark. That's that Bjork movie from the 90s.
That will be uncomfortable.
It was so uncomfortable. And then Orlando Ballet's having their open house of their new building this weekend as well. So check out all those things and more over at bungalower.com. Scotty, thanks for filling in for John.
Thanks for having me. Always happy when John's gone. Oh, wait.
Oh, and
no, that came out wrong.
And holler at Stubborn Mule for the great food.